a classic example here of an author whose works appeal to men and to women. Dick Francis, another author who, and I think that because, Gamache is a guy. These are not cute, or the British would call these cozies, which is
they'd be wrong.
In America, that is a word that applies to books, powered by cats or cupcakes or something, and we would think of it as a traditional mystery. But I think men glom onto those just as much as women. So while they may be comfort reading, it could be anyone who took to their bed.
There is not a physical violence about my books, but there is, I think, a kind of a mounting almost horror about what we can do to each other emotionally and psychologically. The idyllic quality of the village is there intentionally as a counterpoint to what happens inside. And we talked about duality and that the public image and the inner turmoil, and that's the beauty of Three Pines is only a facade and what happens inside. And that's and the more hyper ideal Three Pines is, the more it allows me to really explore how the seething cauldron, the rancid emotions inside. So anyone who reads these and believes that they are either classic, traditional, or cozy is not actually reading the book I meant to write, which is possible. It's, it's
I
possible.
think you're right. I also think that you have a lot of prickly characters, and you have some pretty prickly dialogue. I mean, these are not people who are just sort of sappy. I particularly like the tension that Gamache had with a conniving female officer in a book or two back, and one wondered how that was going to play out. But you have been greeted, I think, with significant acclaim. I myself presented you with the Dulles Award, which is given by Mystery Booksellers as the book they had the most fun selling. That was in Seattle? Was it year before last?
Yes, it was.
It was
2 years ago.
So I know you've won that. The Agatha Award?
Yes, last year, 8 months ago or so.
Right, and what else?
The Anthony and the Barry and the UK Dagger Award.
The Creasy, what was the Creasy Dagger and is now called something
New
else.
Blood or something. Or,
but basically for the best first novel.
Exactly.
So you've got an absolute sheaf of awards, which ought to certainly argue that you've not only won a lot of readers and so are commercially successful, but you've been critically successful. So a lot of people must have gotten your vision, or at least translated your vision.
I think the books can work on a number of levels. I think they can, I hope that they can be read as comfort food when you need comfort food. And that was really the initial impetus for them. Every now and then, I would say every fifth or sixth email I get is from someone, a man or a woman, you're quite right, who reads it at that different level, at the deeper level, and just kind of gets it in the gut. And I love getting those emails. But it's not necessary to read them at that level, I hope.
Merci, Madame.
Un plaisir. Merci.
We have enjoyed it so much. I started this program by saying, welcome, everyone. Welcome, Madame and Monsieur. It gives me great pleasure to present to you Louise Penny. And I will end it by saying thank you, merci, to Louise. And I thank you all for joining us today.